Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and this right here is a very important chart for all Bitcoin holders to pay attention to. But just before we get into that, let's first take a quick look at the 12-hour Bitcoin chart. And technically speaking, if you're looking at the parabolic stop and reverse indicator, that is still sitting in the red. Also, the RSI and the MACD on the 12-hour time frame are still technically pointing in the bearish direction. And so this just means that Bitcoin is still in this short-term bearish trend. And obviously, for those of you that have been watching my videos over the past 1 week, you will know that I've been saying that ever since around this point right up here, and especially as we broke that 45k level. And pretty much every single day over the past 1.5 weeks, I've been comparing this price action to these previous short-term bearish trends that we've seen over the past couple months. And if you're looking at how these previous short-term bearish trends bottomed out, basically as the Bitcoin price was moving to the downside, we saw the 12-hour Bitcoin RSI enter into oversold territories. But the moment that happened in these previous examples, the Bitcoin price saw a short-term bounce over the next 1 to 2 days, just like what we've seen over the past 1 to 2 days. But then in these two previous examples, we had one more dump to the downside in the Bitcoin price, forming one more lower low. But looking in the RSI in both of those examples, we formed a higher low while the price was forming a lower low. So of course, that is a bullish divergence. And then once we saw another bullish cross form in the 12-hour Bitcoin MACD, that was further confirmation of a trend reversal heading back to the upside again. So as of right now, because we had the 12-hour Bitcoin RSI enter into oversold territories a couple days ago, we are potentially getting somewhat close to a bottom, but we have not confirmed a bottom just yet. And if we do see one more dump to the downside before we bottom out, like these previous two examples, then we have this significant range of support coming into play at around 37,500, going up towards 38,000, because that is the golden pocket, the most important Fibonacci level. And over here on the daily Bitcoin chart, I've mapped out that same price range, basically between 37,000 and 38,000, because previously during February and March this year, we have already seen a lot of support in that price range. And other than that important range of support, we also have this ascending line of support coming into play at around 39,000. And as I've been saying for a while now on the channel, the Bitcoin price on the daily time frame has technically been in a larger uptrend since the January low. But within this larger price structure, we've seen multiple bullish and bearish trends throughout. So these are the short-term bullish and bearish trends that I've been talking about over the past few months. And like I just said, technically speaking, we have not confirmed another reversal heading into another bullish trend when you're talking about these shorter term trends. But in terms of the larger trend here, the multi-month long trend, this is still intact while the Bitcoin price is above around 39,000. If the Bitcoin price starts breaking below these important areas of support that I just mentioned, then that is when this larger price structure is beginning to flip more bearish again, which right now at the time of recording this video has not confirmed. So basically, while the Bitcoin price is testing these levels of support, this is really a deciding moment for Bitcoin moving forward. And over here on the 3-day Bitcoin chart, nothing much has happened over the past few days, other than the fact that the 3-day Bitcoin MACD is actually getting close to another bearish cross. Now, I want to make it clear that we have not confirmed another bearish cross just yet, because for that, we would first need to see a bearish cross in this indicator, and then we'll need to see a 3-daily candle close in order to cement that bearish cross in place, which right now has not happened. But if you're simply taking a look at the last time we saw a major bullish reversal in the 3-day Bitcoin RSI and the 3-day Bitcoin MACD, the very next bearish cross in the 3-day Bitcoin MACD after seeing that bullish reversal happened during September last year. And obviously during September last year, the Bitcoin price played out a correction before continuing on with more bullish price action later on. So this is just something to keep an eye on moving forward. And something else to keep an eye on this chart is of course this massive line of resistance in the 3-day Bitcoin RSI, which is currently coming in at around 56 in the RSI, because ever since the beginning of last year, this massive line of resistance in the 3-day Bitcoin RSI has been holding down the RSI, which has basically been suppressing the Bitcoin price. So we would really need to see a breakout in the 3-day Bitcoin RSI above this major line of resistance before expecting another extremely bullish move on the larger timeframes. And now getting into an important chart that all investors should pay attention to. And this chart right here is the US dollar currency index, which goes by the ticker DXY, and this is on the weekly time frame. And basically, when the US dollar is gaining in value, that is bearish for assets paired against the US dollar, for example, Bitcoin versus the US dollar. But then on the flip side, when we see the US dollar lose value, that is bullish for assets paired against the US dollar, for example, Bitcoin versus the US dollar. And what we can see over the past 6 years worth of history is when the US dollar currency index comes up towards around 103, that has accurately signaled the last two major bull markets in the Bitcoin price. In this first example, that happened at the end of 2016, leading into the beginning of 2017. And then this second example happened during March 2020. And if you simply take a look at those previous bullish signals, but over on the Bitcoin chart on the same weekly time frame, you really get to see just how accurate these signals have been. Looking at this first example, we saw a lot of bearish price action leading into a lot of sideways price action, and then we started to see this bullish signal after the US dollar currency index shot well above 100, and then especially as we saw that rejection from that 103 level, the Bitcoin price entered into a major bull run for the rest of 2017. And then if you're looking at the US dollar currency index on the weekly time frame, right at the next bottom, that was at the beginning of 2018, and then the US dollar head back to the upside during 2018 and 2019. And if you're looking at the Bitcoin price during that same time period, basically the Bitcoin price saw a lot of bearish price action in 2018, and then for the most part of 2019, the Bitcoin price traded sideways, which is very similar to what we have seen over the past 1 year, just basically a lot of bearish price action and a lot of sideways price action. But then as the US dollar currency index made its way back up above 100, and more specifically as the US dollar currency index approached 103, we saw a major rejection from that line of resistance back to the downside, very similar to 2017. And if you're looking at the Bitcoin price during that same time period, that basically marks the beginning of the 2020 and 2021 bull market. And so basically, while the US dollar is moving to the upside, technically that is bearish while this is happening. But while this is happening, we're essentially loading the next major bull run, especially as the US dollar currency index makes its way towards 103, like these previous two examples over the past 5 to 6 years. And then all we would need to see is a rejection in the US dollar currency index, like these previous two examples, in order to start the next major bull run in the Bitcoin price. And if you want to be the first to know this information and get extra updates on Bitcoin, then definitely make sure to follow me over on my Twitter, and the link to my Twitter is in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. But anyway, if you got anything of value out of this video, please make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. And before you click off, if you want to maximize your profits in crypto, whether or not prices are going up or down, then these two videos popping up right here on your screen are definitely made for you to watch. But anyway, that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.